Hello, good morning for some, good afternoon for others, and good evening for the rest of you. This is Fanfic. We are back with Chapter 18 of For the Ones We Love, written by Flim Brothers on Film Fiction. If you want to check out the story yourself, link will be in the description, as well as a link to Brad's channel, who helped me out on previous chapters, future chapters, and this chapter. So, let's get into it. This is Chapter 18, The Performance. If you think anyone is sane, then you don't know sanity yourself. A quote by Anonymous so far. Everything is perfect, dreamt Spike. Absolutely perfect.
Which means something terrible is just around the corner.
Huh?
Wakey, wakey.
What?
I killed your mother and turned your brothers and sisters into eggs and bakey.
Slowly the dragon opened his eyes, only to be greeted by a glowing red pair. Conquest was hovering over Spike, his face mere inches away from his. Spike could feel the cold breath of the alicorn as the insane pony chuckled to himself.
I hoped you had fun last night,
Conquest said, twirling in the air.
It will probably be your last.
What? Are we losing faith that you can kill me? Asked the dragon, raising an eyebrow.
It's not a question of can or can't, but rather a question of will.
Excuse me?
I know, right? I can hardly believe it myself, but after all this time, all the fun little chats we've had this past month, all the laughs, granted they were mostly mine, all the crying, mostly done by you, and of course, all the memories we have shared, it may come to surprise you, Spike, but you're the closest thing I've had to a friend in over 4,000 years.
You're kidding me, right? The dark pony shook his head.
Not at all. It's not going to change anything. You're all going to die, but I will miss you, Spike, and I will cherish the time we spent together. It's funny, really. You can't kill me because it's impossible, and I can't kill you because you're too much fun. Perhaps we're destined to do this forever, Spike. We need each other.
Trust me, Conquest. This will end tomorrow.
Oh, trust me, Spike. I know. It will be a glorious day.
He smiled as he cleared up his throat.
This day is going to be perfect. The kind of day of which I've dreamed since I was small. I'll spill every pony's guts, crush their bones until they're dust, and then claim Equestria as mine. What's the matter, Spike? This day is going to be perfect. For fun, I will be singing all the parts. All my troops are at the ready, bloodthirsty, red, and angry. It's a work of genius, a brilliant work of art. I don't care about the griffins. All the minotaurs won't survive. Diamond dogs, I'll gladly watch them die. And if you think the Queen of Changelings could have in any way have changed me, then you're in for quite a big surprise. For I hate all living things, they're evil creatures just like me, and I think they all deserve to die. So what do you think? Is it a little too much? Not enough? I was thinking about going with something a little more hip. What with all the hippity-hoppity-rappity-talkity stuff every pony listens to, I still prefer the classics.
Excuse me?
Well, it's for my little performance, of course. I thought I told you about this.
Must have slipped your sanity.
No, I lost that a long time ago.
Is there a point to this, or is it once again pointless?
Actually, yes. Surprisingly, there is a point to this. I came to say goodbye.
Goodbye? Conquest nodded.
Well, this will be the last time that we're going to be able to talk without me trying to rip your throat out.
Smiled the alicorn. Taking a deep breath, it almost seemed like he was tearing up.
So this is it, huh?
Are you crying?
I'm going to miss you, buddy,
Cried the alicorn, hugging the surprised dragon.
And when I'm slowly ripping your spine from your screaming, broken body, I'm going to think of the first time we met. Remember that, Spike? You were so confused, and I made out with that clone of Rarity, and you got really upset.
I remember that. That was a dick move.
Yeah.
Conquest wiped his nose.
I thought it was funny, too. Oh god, I promised myself I wouldn't cry. I'm going to miss you.
I'm sure.
Well then.
Smiled Conquest, his face returning to the insane, dry smile that the dragon had grown accustomed to.
Since this is the last night, and I am both proud and disappointed that you haven't taken your own life after all our wacky shenanigans, I will give you a little gift.
A gift?
Yes, a gift.
The alicorn raised a hoof.
I will give you one question, a single question, and I will answer it with as much honesty as I can.
So you'll lie to me?
I've never lied to you, Spike. The truth always hurts more, and that is the fundamental of the lie, to hide the pain. As I fear and feel no pain, I have little reason to lie. So ask away. What would you like to know? The secret of life? How to solve world hunger? 'Cause the answer to both of those is 42, I believe.
That's not what I was going to ask. He took a second to think about what he really wanted to ask him. He highly doubted he would tell him his plans, if he wasn't just making this up as he went. There was no chance that Conquest would tell Spike how to defeat him. He wasn't that crazy. Was he? In the end, Spike knew what to ask. It had been something that was itching at him in the back of his mind for a while now. Why?
Why?
Wondered Conquest, scratching his chin.
Why not? Be more specific. I'm not a mind reader.
Why do all this? Why tell us that you're coming in a month? Why do this big frontal assault on Canterlot? Couldn't you have just slipped in unannounced and slit all our throats in our sleep? Or attacked when we were off guard? So that's my question. Why?
A very, very stupid use of my gift.
Grinned the alicorn.
But I shall answer it. It's quite obvious when you think about it.
He got really close to Spike's face, flashing that pearly white smile of dagger-like teeth, and staring at him with those burning red eyes.
What's the point of destroying the world if no pony knows I did it?
You're really that egotistical?
Depends. Are you a dumbass? Hint, the answer is yes.
He laughed so hard, he had to wipe a tear away from his eye.
Well, I guess I will see you on the battlefield.
The world grew dark around them.
Have a pleasant sleep, for tomorrow I will rain hell on the ponies.
Shortly thereafter, Spike was engulfed in the shadows. 5 Astracees with a scene break. Far away from Canterlot and even Equestria itself was the dreaded Deadlands of the Wasteland. Hidden within the mountains, evil forces were gathering. Minotaurs, griffins, changelings, dogs, and various ponies that had turned traitor all gathered in the valleys hidden in the Rocky Mountains. The Minotaurs were sharpening and fixing their large weapons, and a small group struck up a conversation. "Has anyone actually seen this Conquest guy?" The one asked the other. He had a blotchy black and white coat with 4 horns and a double nose ring. The other Minotaur, a black one with considerably smaller horns, shook his head. "Don't know, but I've been hearing things, man, about him. Crazy things, man." "Like what?" "He's supposed to be completely off his rocker, like backrap insane in his freaking membrane. I hear that's all because his mare friend broke up with him or something." "Seriously? We're expected to lay our lives down because some stupid pony couldn't hold on to his mare?" He dropped his axe. "Screw this, I'm leaving." "You can't leave! What about Conquest?" "Oh, I'm shivering," snorted the black and white Minotaur. "What's he going to do? Kill me?"
"No, he's not that nice,"
hissed a new feminine voice. The 2 Minotaurs looked around to see who was talking. Standing before them was the Changeling Queen. Chrysalis looked down on the one that was talking of deserting, her olive-colored eyes piercing through the creature's soul.
"My love Conquest wouldn't just kill you."
The Queen smiled.
No, for desertion, that would call for something much more painful.
Like what, my queen?
First, he would look into your eyes and do nothing. The silence of his smile with the glare of his eyes is enough to render even the hardest of souls into whimpering children.
She glared at him, mesmerizing him with her irises.
Then, he starts to mess with your insides. That's where the real fun begins. He starts off slow, changing every single little drop of blood in your body into ink.
She grinned, her teeth sticking out of her lips.
Imagine for a brief moment how much that would hurt. To have ink running through your veins, burning through your blood vessels. He would then escalate to bringing more brute pain, making your very bones as brittle as the weakest glass.
The queen placed a decayed hoof on the Minotaur, pressing down hardly.
The pain is unimaginably horrendous as your marrow implodes on itself, and you're left a sniveling pile of broken hopes and body. But he still hasn't killed you. He has to drain all that ink and glass out of you after all.
Please, no more. I get it. The Minotaur looked like he was going to be sick.
Then think twice the next time you wish to desert our lord,
Cackled the changeling queen as she flew away. 5 asteroids with a scene break. I heard that this guy can kill dragons. I heard he can blow your head up just by looking at it. I heard that he's been doing it with the changeling queen. He's a monster, a demon of sort that has a grudge against the ponies. The rabble continued as a large crowd of troops formed in the canyon of the mountains. There stood a large, hastily thrown together stage, like one you'd find in a theater. On stage, a large statue of an alicorn was rolled onto stage by a group of changelings, grunting as they finally heaved a heavy block of stone to the center. What on earth is that? A griffin from the crowd asked. There was a burst of green fire on the stage. The spectators watched in awe as the queen of the changelings walked out from the plume of flame, and to the microphone that was set up next to the statue.
Attention every minotaur, griffin, dog, changeling, and pony.
Chrysalis screamed into the microphone, her voice screeching through the speakers.
We have all gathered here today for one reason, and one reason only. To take over and destroy Equestria.
There were loud cheers from the crowd as the queen continued.
We are here because you believe in a higher power, a greater deity than the Princess of Day and the Mare of Night.
There was booing at the sound of the princesses' names.
Because we all know that there is only one true God, our Dark Lord that has blessed all of us with his sweet gifts. He is the one who was there when no one else was. He is the pony that has so selflessly picked us up and put us back together. But he made us stronger, faster, and more powerful than we ever were before.
For the glorious conquest! The crowd shouted with cheer.
For the glorious conquest! For it is he who takes away the pain and replaces it with absolute power. True, ultimate power, unlike that of the princesses.
Heckles emitted from the crowd at the mention of the princess.
We have all been very patient, and you are probably wondering who is this great and powerful being that we all willingly follow. Well, I have seen him, my children, with my own eyes. He is a being of raw power and emotion, and the one true ruler of this world. To every creature of every race, it is with great pride that I introduce the one, the only, Lord of Insanity himself, Dark Conquest.
A spotlight was turned on and pointed to the still statue. Everyone was staring at it, expecting it to move, crumble, or at least do something.
Ahem. The all-powerful Lord himself, Dark Conquest.
The statue remained still as stone. The queen covered the mic with one of her hooves.
What are you waiting for? That was your cue.
Suddenly, an insane laughter echoed through the speakers, the crowd of creatures looking around, trying to find the cause of the diabolical heckling.
Really, Chrysalis? A statue? How cliché can you get? I need something a little more zingy. So how about you?
The spotlight quickly spun away from its user and focused on the lone minotaur in the crowd, staring at the ground. Everyone else backed away, giving him some space. Slowly, he raised his head, showing the crowd his glowing red eyes and sadistic smile.
I have a dream of a dark Equestria, where light has gone away. I dream of a dark Equestria. When it comes, it's here to stay. Oh, to see the pretty butterflies, watch them all wither and fall out from the skies. Cookfuls up in a fleshy brew, as they're screaming, what on earth did we do?
The Minotaur twirled as he grabbed a cane and a hat from out of thin air, continuing his song as he walked casually to the stage.
Because I've been dreaming of a dark Equestria, raining blood until it soaks my coat red. I've been dreaming of a dark Equestria, where every single pony is dead. So if you want to see this world, my friends, stick with me to the very end, 'cause you'll never forget it, and you'll never regret it, when you team up with me.
The red-eyed Minotaur leapt up on stage, spinning around as he tipped his hat.
Oh yes, I've been dreaming of a dark Equestria, where burning bodies are all that you see. And yes, I've been dreaming of a dark Equestria. Let's make it a reality. Because when you side with the best comes around. And I will never rest, till you're a corpse in the ground. And if you think that I jest, then I will say you're profound. 'Cause I'm the greatest, I'm the best.
The Minotaur exploded.
Boom! I'm Dark Conquest.
Conquest held that last note as he happily emerged from the bloody fragments and spray of gore, spanning his front hooves as he soaked in all the glory and applause that his loyal minions cheered and gave him.
That's right!
He screamed, the applause changing to an uproar.
Conquest is back, baby! And this time, I ain't going anywhere.
And that was Chapter 18, The Performance. And the war begins. Moving along, if you liked it, go ahead and leave a comment below on what you liked. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to hear more readings and follow the story that we're rounding. And we got about 9 chapters left, so we're 3/4 the way done. Wait, no, 2/3. 2/3. I know fractions. Yeah. So also leave suggestions of stories you'd like me to read in the comments below. I will suggest this though, or I will say this. I didn't say this previously. If you're going to suggest a story, I prefer it to not be like a chapter story where there's multiple chapters, more like, more than, 5 or 10 chapters, because I really don't want to commit to like a 72 chapter story. If you know anything about this channel, it's shit does not get produced very quickly. So yeah, if I try to commit to a 72 chapter story, I'd be doing this for the next 4 years maybe. So yeah, try to suggest like one-offs or just quick little stories that I can hammer out pretty quickly. I'm more motivated to get shorter stories done than I am something that's massive. Anyway, go ahead and like the video, subscribe if you want to follow more stories that I do, and leave a comment below what you like, what you didn't like, stories you want me to do. Leave comments on Brad's channel, and go subscribe to him because he's great, he's awesome. Yeah, and then also go check out the story for yourself by Flim Brothers. Link will be in the description as always. And enough reiteration. I'm done here. Thank you all for listening. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.